welcome to Recovered Out TV. My name is Chris, I'm your coach and sports therapist, and welcome to Ironman Wales. I'm here in Tenby. I've literally just registered. I've handed off my bike to one of my good friends, Dan, because he's staying in Tenby. I'm just outside, so he's going to look after that for me for tonight, and I'm off to Saundersfoot Triathlon to check that out this evening. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions throughout the video, by all means let me know in the comment section. I'll answer each and every single one of them. But enjoy the video and enjoy the journey. Hope you like what you see. Take care. Just by the finish line, just over there, and got one guy that I know personally through this race. Other than that, it's just good to see some faces down here in Saundersfoot. A lot of the Ironman guys that come down, a lot of Swansea, a lot of Heathwood, a lot of other local triathlon from kind of around and about South Wales. So it's great to see, and it's always great to see different people from shapes, sizes, abilities, ages, and that's always amazing to see. So this is done on the Friday before Ironman, and it's been done as a yearly thing so far for the last several years, and it's great to see. So if you don't fancy Ironman, check out the Saundersfoot Triathlon by Activity Wales event, and yeah. The atmosphere here, because it's sunny, is absolutely electric. You know, just check it out. Good morning, everybody. So it is Saturday. I'm in transition. As you can see behind me, there are a million bikes, all looking nice and fancy. I'm here, got my bags with me. Haven't got my bike with me, which is unusual and weird, but thankfully it's over Dan Casey's house. He's got a house in Tenby. I'm staying just outside, so he was nice enough to look after it for me over the night, which I appreciate, so thank you, Dan. I know you're going to be watching. So I thought I'd dump these off before going to support the Iron Kids race. One of his nieces are racing, so it's always good to support the kids and see the future Ironman stars in action. So yeah, what a beautiful day it is. It is going to be an absolute scorcher tomorrow. It's meant to be 20 degrees, which is always interesting. It's always worth noting that, like, checking your bike tyres, because quite commonly the tyres will inflate in the heat, and which means some of the tyres can blow. So letting a little bit of pressure out just before and then pumping them up in the morning is always good to save the valves and save any sort of damages to the bike and stuff. That happened to a few guys I know in Swansea this year as well as last year. And the weather was very different. It was like boiling hot like this the first year, and then last year, this year even, it was very different. It was quite the opposite. So yeah, it's really interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna check where my bike is just so I can get used to the location. Ironman have started doing this letter series. As you can see, the kind of I, J, K, L, and so on, which is new this year. They haven't done that before, so it's interesting. It's remembering what letter you are, as opposed to, I'm used to the numbers being on the A-frame just by there, and then looking at it like that. So it's been a little weird for me, just because, one, I'm dyslexic, so running out when you're trying to remember your letter plus your number and all the rest of it, as silly as it sounds, it's a lot to remember in some respects. Yeah, looking forward to it. So I'm gonna go, I'm gonna show you where my bags go, I'm gonna have a little look to see where my bike goes, and then yeah, hope you enjoyed the footage so far. Don't forget to subscribe. If you have any questions, chuck them in the comment section and I will answer each and every one of you, alright? Have an amazing one. Boom. So literally I am through the tent doors, just by there, straight over into this corner, and got a nice little transition spot halfway up, so well happy with that. Just about to collect my timing chip from these guys at the end, and then off to Iron Kids to see Dan and his niece run across that finish line. So yeah, super excited. So the bike is officially in transition. It's all good to go. I'm pretty lucky. I'm literally coming out of the tent just by here, going around to the ends, back up, and I'm like five lanes over, right at the start of L. So super lucky, to be honest. Really grateful. So yeah, just gotta find Dan now, and then good to go. He's got one of the super fast numbers because he's a gold wearing swim cap, all-world athlete. So yeah, it's the benefits of earning that status. So yeah, just gonna check on him, see how he's doing, and then good to go. So here I am officially at the swim. We've got swim start and the famous zigzags just by there, coming down into the water where you're going to see that kind of M dot down the bottom, and then the Roca swim exit and swim start just by here. This year is the first year that we've ever done it in reverse. I think that's to do with tidal times, just because the tide is still on its way in. However, they haven't really said why, but I'm pretty sure it's because of tidal time. So the tide here is really interesting because it swoops from this side across the beach this way. Now, one interesting thing, and this is my own theory, that coming out to the first buoy just by there is going to be pretty easy, pretty fast, but it's also the shortest section of the swim. And I think that's going to lead to potentially a few problems with the amount of people congregating around that first corner, and it'll kind of potentially deal with like a kind of a bunching of athletes, if you will. Heading around that tight corner, you've got a nice fast stretch where the tide's going to whip you down, and then they haven't placed the furthest buoy out yet, but I think this last section, because it's the longest section, I think it's going to offer potentially a kind of, what I find with a lot of triathletes and a lot of swimmers is their biggest fear is coming back in, you know, being dragged out to sea, coming back in, and naturally when you're swimming from the furthest point all the way back in, it's going to potentially cause a bit of panic, a bit of confusion, a bit of kind of dread and worry that, like, how long is it, I'm still not there yet, you know, and so on and so forth. And for the kind of weaker swimmers of the group, they're going to potentially really struggle with that kind of long stretch. For the stronger swimmers, they've just got to keep their head down. It's, as you can see, pan flat. There's not going to be a ripple in the water. So sighting isn't going to be an issue for a lot of people. But my biggest concern is the fact that the current will push you across this way. So naturally, coming from there, you're going to be drifting over, you know, and it's going to be a little harder getting back in and kind of sighting to your left-hand side and coming and aiming towards that point. What's also interesting is naturally you've got the RLI lifeboat launch kind of pad, if you will. By there, sighting that first buoy is literally just in front of the lifeguard building. Now, as you come out this way, as you can see, there is nothing out there to sight, you know, except cliff edges. And similar to coming in from that furthest point, normally you're sighting the big buildings on the end, just by there. Big colourful houses, because you're coming in from this the first buoy, whereas this time it's going to be the opposite direction. So I imagine you're probably going to be sighting the big blue buildings up here. But again, it all depends from obviously the point of view from that buoy, and unfortunately, because it's not out yet, you can't actually jump in the water in your wetsuit and check it out. You know, so it'll be interesting come morning. It'll be interesting to see how many people are picking up these things, and that self-awareness whilst being in the water, so important, you know. And it's so important to be practicing these things in all types of conditions. Like ultimately we pray for conditions like this, but unless you're getting out in rough water, in calm water, in fast moving water, like spring tides are a massive example of this. You know, the water is much faster moving. We saw recent evidence of that in kind of Cork, unfortunately, and it's gonna shine out those examples. So when you have people in the water who aren't experienced swimmers, you know, it's going to show these weaknesses up, you know. So hopefully tomorrow is an amazing race. Hopefully everybody has their best race, and I wish nothing but the best for everybody. But yeah, certainly my thoughts and what I've been telling my athletes, just be careful on this buoy, because it's going to be a bunching of athletes, and then just get it in your head that from this section back, it's going to be a long slog, but you are making progress, and to keep moving. What I always try and do is give my athletes, and even myself, literally focus on what you're doing, whether you're counting your strokes, counting your breath cycles, and just relaxing and giving yourself that positive mental reinforcement whilst you're swimming is so important, to kind of take your mind off the conditions, so you're able to focus on the task in hand and not the external noise around you. But yeah, it's looking dreamy by you know, and Tenby is looking amazing in general, and yeah, fingers crossed for a amazing race for everybody. Good morning everybody. So it is officially race day here in Tenby, and transition is done. I couldn't get any footage unfortunately of transition in race morning because traffic was so crazy getting in. So if I was you, if you ever do Tenby, stay in Tenby, you know, or get there super early. Traffic was absolutely nuts, and almost didn't make it. So now the drama is over. All the stuff is on the bike in transition and everything. I'm on my way down to the swim, and as you can see, there ain't any athletes around me, so shaky bum all the time, but it's all about calming the nerves now, getting ready and getting to the swim. Whew. Hope you enjoyed the race footage today. It's going to be filmed by my lovely partner Tara, so a big thank you to you, and enjoy the video. See you out on the course.
They hate when you elevate. The second of losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. They feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate. Yeah, they hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. Yeah, I had to elevate. I'm way up, way too fly. Yeah, I'm feeling myself. Ain't no chance I'm coming down, no. Got a soul view to myself, yeah. Why would I give it up? Why do they wanna come take my place? I work too hard for it, don't need a replacement. It's my vocation, now I got rollies, all in rotation. Hop on the jet just to take a vacation. Remember the moments we trapped in the basement. Now the hard work is all taking me places. Riding all black like we trapped in the matrix. Bet on myself and go ball out in Vegas. Living a life like I'm rich and I'm famous. Don't see the grind that I know that it came with. I ain't make it this far for myself, yeah. I had to prove to everybody else. I had to set them straight, yeah. I had to blow, so I had to renovate. I know they hate when you elevate. The second of losses, I'm handing them out, yeah. I had to go delegate. They feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate. Yeah, they hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. Yeah, I had to elevate. Ooh, yeah, why they wanna bring me down? So much drip, yeah, I almost drowned in it. I can't come it down. Yeah, I'm way too fired up. I can't slow it down. Ooh, yeah, yeah. I see the flashing lights. Make sure the fashion right. Yeah, I'm in my.
On the set, like the personal needs bag, like, you know.
They lost your nutrition?
Yeah, so the whole second loop, like, I haven't had any salts, no food or anything. So like this, it ain't gonna be quick. Alright?
Yeah.
You are?
Elevate, elevate. Yeah, they hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. Yeah, I had to elevate.
Second of losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. They feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate. The second of losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. They feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight.
They hate when you elevate.
And I can honestly say it was one of the hardest Ironman I've ever done. I knew everyone was saying Ironman would be hard. I always said Wales, and with today's sunshine, the heat, the lack of nutrition and electrolytes on the second loop, honestly that was the hardest run I've ever done. Up against the clock, and I probably had a short bike ride on the run, but honestly I want to say a massive thank you to everyone for all your support, your kindness, kind of support around the course has been amazing, so thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you can, chuck a comment in, and if you can, send a donation to the page. Appreciate you all. Take care.